Hello there, and many thanks for joining us on Rise Up Africa this beautiful morning. We're gradually winding down the week, and it's been such an interesting week so far. Today is World Youth Skills Day, and we'll be having conversation around youth and skills right after the news update. I have with me Oime in the studio. Oime, good morning. I hope you are all well and good.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. Good morning, Symbiot. Morning. Good morning this morning, but just a minute ago it became a little bit sunny. Let's hope that the day will be bright and fair. I recall the song we used to sing when we were children in school.
It's bright and fair. Okay.
And we dance around it, So what a wonderful day it is to resume here today. It is a Wednesday morning, and we're welcoming you to Razep Africa Show, Razep Media on Global TV, Abuja.
Right, so let's start with the African news updates. Can you confirm if our guest is on standby so that we would... Okay, so let's start with the African news updates, after which we go for the interview segment. We begin in Nigeria, where Nigeria and Egypt have taken steps to strengthen bilateral cooperation in the fight against illicit drug trafficking and substance abuse across Africa. The two countries are working towards signing a memorandum of understanding that will enhance intelligence sharing, joint operations, and capacity building. During talks in Abuja, NDLEA Chairman Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa said closer collaboration is essential as drug cartels continue to exploit new trafficking routes across the continent, while Egypt described the proposed partnership as key to tackling the growing narcotics challenge from a continental perspective. Still in Nigeria, but shifting from security cooperation to humanitarian affairs, Nigeria says it is preparing to assume greater leadership in coordinating humanitarian responses across the country as the United Nations gradually transitions from leading emergency operations to supporting nationally driven efforts. Government officials and the United Nations began discussion in Abuja on transferring greater responsibility for planning, coordination, and financing humanitarian operations to Nigerian institutions. Authorities insist international partners will continue providing technical support while Nigeria takes ownership of long-term humanitarian coordination. Remaining in West Africa, attention now turns to electoral reforms in neighboring Benin. Benin's National Assembly has voted to temporarily dissolve the country's Autonomous National Electoral Commission, known as SENA, as part of broader institutional reforms. Authorities say the decision follows constitutional change that have extended the terms of elected officials, reducing the immediate need for government elections. Government officials say a new electoral framework will be introduced after the transition period, although the motive has renewed debate about electoral governance and democratic oversight. From West Africa, we move into the Central Africa, where maritime activities have resumed after a major shipping incident. Operations have resumed at Cameroon's port of Douala after a collision between two cargo vessels temporarily blocked one of Central Africa's busiest shipping channels. No casualties were reported, although sustained significant damage. Authorities say preliminary investigations suggest one of the lost steering control before the collision. A full investigation is now underway as maritime traffic gradually returns to normal. Elsewhere on the continent, across West Africa and the wider Sahel region, the United Nations has warned that terrorist groups are expanding beyond the central Sahel into coastal West Africa using increasingly sophisticated technologies, including drones, encrypted communications, and cryptocurrencies. Addressing the UN Security Council, Special Representative Leonard Santos Simao also warned of growing links between terrorism and drug trafficking, saying women, children, and young people continue to suffer the greatest impact. The UN is calling for stronger regional cooperation alongside efforts to address poverty, weak governance, and climate vulnerability. Turning to East Africa, Kenya is introducing a new approach to community security. Kenyan President William Ruto has announced a new Nairobi Metropolitan Policing Framework aimed at strengthening security through closer collaboration between communities and law enforcement agencies. The initiative will bring together residents, local leaders, police, and country government to jointly identify security priorities and develop local solutions. Authorities say the program is expected to improve public safety while rebuilding trust between communities and security agencies. And finally, the Food and Agriculture Organization has warned that climate change, crop diseases, and volatile global prices are placing increasing pressure on Africa's coffee, cocoa, and tea farmers. The UN agency says millions of smallholder farmers remain vulnerable to droughts, floods, pests, and unstable international markets. It is calling for greater investment in climate-resilient farming, improved market transparency, and better opportunities for farmers to earn more from value-added processing and certification. And that's it for the African News Update. I think we should talk about the stories a little bit before, or do we have, I think we have our guest already for the interview segment.
Yeah, right. Our guest is.
Okay, so we'll go on a quick break, and then when we return, we'll go straight into the interview segment. Stay with us.